Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jai here, and while we got this moment here, let's do the Lostbelt number 3 intro. Kind of weird, kind of funny, kind of ironic that I got the one of the main characters from Goddard Damrong right there, Scotty. It's because during while I was doing some farming in the right there I'm farming, I'm using Scotty, double Scotty with Atalanta. So that's one of my double Scotty bits. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this here. How long has it been since I left the colony of survivors? I managed to keep a log for the first 30 days, but now it just feels like I've lost the ability to keep track of time. In my defense, it's hard to count the days when we don't have nights anymore. It all blurs together. I still have no idea how things got to this point. What I can say for sure is that somehow the sun is shining on every corner of the world at once. With everything bleached white as far as the eye can see, you get numb to time as well as distance. My food and water are starting to run out. Once they do, that'll be it for me. At least my old motorcycle is still purring like a kitten. I never expected the solar generator to work this well or for this long. It proved you can ride an old motorcycle from Australia to North America as long as you have a surface to ride on and a solid engine. All I drive over seems to be endless white wasteland. No, maybe wasteland isn't the right word. It's more like pavement without so much as a single crack or seam to be seen. It's nothing like a desert either. There's just nothing here. I don't even get that natural sort of austerity wastelands give off. It's not so much that it seems like life's died out as well as it never existed to begin with. Case in point, I've not even a single sign of death or decay this whole time. Not a single corpse, no plants, no animals, no insects, not so much as a microbe. This is a dead world, it's an empty one. There's nothing, not even bacteria to make food spoil. It feels clean, too clean. Never mind that last bit. I must be more tired than I thought. I'm getting overly sensitive. I can see an unnatural shape just up ahead. Probably more remnants. I think I'll rest there today. Maybe there'll be even more food left if I'm lucky. Remnants. In this case, the areas that somehow escaped the reset. Or, well, more a place that remained in part despite being reset. The colony left behind was situated in one such remnant. If any satellites were still intact, we might have been able to find and connect with other survivors. Not that it would make us any less powerless to fix all this. After all, if that tree were to attack again, he might be well and truly gone. Survivors, 0. Signs of people having been here, none. A single message. No food, sadly, but any port in a storm. Besides, just seeing artifacts of civilization like this again does wonders for my morale, even if it's gutted ruins from a brutal invasion. I shrug my shoulders as I sit down on what used to be a sofa. The shrug is just a desperate ploy to convince myself I'm calm. But strangely, it still helped. I play back the only message data to be found, and it's essentially the same as all the others out there. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Run away. Run away. Run away. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Why? Why? No. Help me. Help me. Please forgive me. There it is again. Why? Why were these people attacked? Why were they erased? I did my best to recall that day calmly and objectively, the year when Earth fell to invaders from another world. Truth be told, we had time to prepare. Maybe it was only 12 hours, but it was still time we could have used. On that New Year's Eve, we lost every satellite around the world in an instant. In consequence, we were not able to observe a single cosmic ray, even as the whole world was reduced to a blank dust gray sphere. I know now that it was a membrane. A membrane in the sky, a dome of sorts by the tree's branches that was placed over the entire world. But we weren't exactly in a position to sit down and take stock of what happened on that day. Not with all the crazy things going on. 12 hours later, Armageddon. A total slaughter. A massacre on an unimaginable scale. Uncountable tree things descend upon the earth, like so many tentacles from space. They crawl across the world, finding and exterminating all forms of life, with unerring accuracy and unnerving tenacity, killing almost every human on the planet over the course of 3 months. After that, the trees just disappear, return to the sky, and leave behind a blank, desolate world. Even now, thinking about it makes me tremble. Not the revelation that aliens really did exist, not the realization that our world, our civilization, had been erased and would never return. No, what scared me was those trees' tenacity, the way they extended their branch to destroy a person's heart with a single stab. Upon their death, people would instantly turn to dust, their agonizing screams still echoing around them. There were no exceptions. Even though these aliens possessed weapons of mass destruction large enough to blot out the sky, they chose not to use them. Instead, they went out of the way to erase billions upon billions of people one at a time. They were like some kind of twisted artisan burning a perverse passion for their craft. Those of us who did survive, like myself, only managed to do so by being in hidden underground facilities at the time. Dizziness starts to overwhelm me. Maybe I've been under a bit more strain than I realized. I'll just rest up here for today. Tomorrow I'll set back off on my journey of wishful thinking. I may not have much food left, but assuming I've stayed on track, I should be at my destination soon. It's the last place any of our signs caught on camera. The only place in this world that has been wiped clean. An area in southern Nevada. Vegas? That's right, my destination is the Air Force Base known as Area 51. Duh. Signed, David Blue Book. Okay. Well, let's just keep doing this until no battle, so we're going to keep doing this. Okay, I'm guessing we're going to be doing the shadow border of this. Yep. Did we just dive into a whole other world when I wasn't looking? There's nothing but clear sky as far as the eye could see just a moment ago. Now, I've got an announcement on my own. I estimate the border has about a half an hour until it stinks. Now I've got an announcement on my own. I estimate the border has about an hour until it sinks. Yeah, just one problem. There's no land to go back to. We're smack in the middle of the North Sea. Da Vinci, can we still initiate a zero sail here? Sure, that must be preferable to sinking to our deaths. We can't. drawings won't be stable enough on water. We have to rewrite the software from scratch. Hang on. We're getting a call. Go ahead and open up a line, Mr. Mian, yeah? And hurry. There's no use to us right now. Right. On it. CQ. CQ. This is the Wandering Seas dock. Do you read me? That vessel. That could be called a ship, right? That would be called a ship, right? No, wait. Not a ship. Oh, I see. A tank. Rational? Yes, very rational. A ship is unnecessary for a zero sail, but I say you have no sense for design. It might be as well be a large metal coffin. Nothing charming there at all. Be honest, you would never have made it back without my paper moon, would you? Still a fine job making it all the way home, all the way here. Everything is proceeding within my calculations. It's come from the Wandering Sea, but where? Where? Right in front of you. Oh, hang on, let me clear the fog. It should be easier to see then. Proceed on your current course, though you may want to reduce your speed, and be sure to give thanks. Alright, this will be the first time in over 2,000 years that this island has revealed itself on a day other than December 31st. Whoa! Welcome to the Primordial Magecraft Workshop, the Badlanders of the Wandering Sea. My name is Sion. Sion et Eltnum Socaris. I'm a Spiritron hacker who escaped the Wandering Sea when I predicted that the world was about to end. I have been waiting for you. Being the Atlas Institute's last remaining member, the Wandering Sea higher-ups entrusted me with a project of righting this bleached Earth problem. Okay, I know that was just a minute ago, but... Well, we followed the directions that bizarre transmission gave us right to this lump of rock. Now, can you tell me what this is about, Da Vinci? I'm glad the board isn't bobbling around like a damn cork. But have we been sinking these last few minutes, or haven't we? I have the same question. It seemed to me like the board sank underwater before it emerged on the surface. Don't look at me. I didn't do anything. Once we got to these rocks, it felt like the currents kind of carried the board the rest of the way. Looks like. I tried to steer us, but the currents were just too strong. The board sank for about 40 meters, but then popped up a good 30. I think it must have gotten into the Wandering Sea from underneath. So I don't exactly see a front door. Perhaps that is how they go about docking ships here, or how they keep ordinary ships away. Sounds right to me. I just wish she'd given us a little heads up. Then does that mean we can go outside now? That would appear to be the logical conclusion. The issue at hand, however, is... Are you sure there's the Wandering Sea? And how do we know it's safe outside? Well, yeah, fire every system we've got. I want to know everything going on outside the border. Roger. But I've already been doing that. I'm not picking up anything at all. Not a damn thing. Testing. Can you hear me over there? I'm afraid the Wandering Sea cannot be observed by any means created by or relying upon science. Not even partially. I don't give up on trying to see what's going on outside with that hunk of metal you've been riding around in. None of your sensors will see anything here. Besides, dangers and no-no here. There's a no-no way there will be and there is a no-no way there will be anything wrong with my calculations. Right now, this is the most peaceful, happiest, scariest island in the whole world. How could it be peaceful and scary? At any rate, come on out, visitors. I did not open up my darling secret base today just so you could hole up in that big metal box of yours. Well, what should we do now, everyone? Since our senses are blind, someone's going to have to take one for the team and poke their head outside. I nominate Holmes. Agreed. You can always use your Baritsu if things get dicey. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I actually can't use Baritsu just yet. At this point, I dare say you could outfight me, Director. Good point. Holmes is going to need more time to recover from injury he sustained in Scandinavia. So then, as the only combat ready servant here, I should be the one too. Let's go say hi together, Mosh. Right. I was just doing the same thing, Master. Foo. Well then, I'm coming too. I'm way too curious to stay on the border. Friend or foe, the Wandering Sea is still a mystic among mystics. No way would I pass up a chance to check out the place that still has mystics from the age of gods. You're better off not getting mixed up with those places if you ask me. They even say the clock tower's in the hospitable hell when you get right down to it. I see your plebs know your place in your own way. You're quite right, my dear. One should never move past one station to peer into the secrets of magecraft or the organizations that keep them. The more you do, you'll be so shocked by how fast they overpower you that you may find yourself bedridden and half-mad for a month. It's all risk, no reward. Curiosity isn't what killed the cat. It was fear. However, as we humans are not cats, it's possible to overcome those fears, much like I did. Mosh Kirlight, Solaria, I hereby authorize the two of you to investigate whatever lies outside. Once you're certain that there's no danger, call for me right away. Oh, and try to stay close to the border, would you? You'll be no more than a 5-second sprint from here at the most. Roger that. All right, I'm going to open the border's port hatch now. Are you ready, Master? All set here. I got your backs. I may not be much use in a fight, but I can make damn sure nothing gets by my defenses. Thank you, Da Vinci. Opening the hatch now. Okay. So it's incredible! Wow, this place is amazing! Look, Mosh, look, Solaria. Oh, this is like top-shelf secret base stuff. It's like a picture book come to life. Whoever designed this must have been such a dummy. Thanks for the kind words. I must be doing pretty well if the great Leonardo da Vinci must be famous, some notorious problem child who would speak like that to me. Wait, is that really Da Vinci? Isn't she a little off, too girly, just a little too high spec? Hey, you there, Master Solaria. Is that girl really there really and truly Leonardo da Vinci? I sure am. I'm a Da Vinci backup unit made by the one and only Leonardo da Vinci herself. What about you? Are you the girl who contacted us? Oh, right. I was so surprised by Girl Vinci here, that I forgot my manners. Cut and take two. I am Sion Eltnam Sokaris, an alchemist here to mess with you guys on behalf of the Atlas Institute. Oh, I also made Trismegistus and the Paved Moon you were manhandling just a few minutes ago. So I'm here to collect damages you owe me for copyright infringement. Totals to about $790 million. So, yeah, you guys are boned. Whatever human rights you think you had are gone. Do you know what this means, Solaria? It means I own you. Lock, stock, and barrel, baby. So, mind just signing this contract here for me? I hereby confess to using Miss Sion's intellectual property without express permission I also absolutely saw the end of humanity and such. Therefore, until repayment, I have said aforementioned unpayable debt, I, Solari, hereby offer up the following: my body, my soul, and each and every one of my worldly possessions, past, present, and future, throughout the universe, to Sion. There you go. I just sign here, and here. Initially here too. Say, mind being modded? Are you into mecha? Bioengineering? A mixture of both? What the heck. We can just throw them all in. Do not worry. It won't hurt at all. Wait. What? Just kidding. You don't owe me anything. I was only messing with you. Besides, I was using old Zimbabwean dollar values, so you could totally pay it back anyway. Fool. Sorry, I might have gotten a little carried away there. You will have to forgive me. I have never actually done this before. I know I sort of stuck first, so to speak, when I contacted you either. So I was being all formal and try and put you at ease. But as you can see, I'm not really like that. Just your everyday, mild-mannered alchemist here. That makes sense. He spoke so fast I didn't realize it right away. But there's no way anyone from the Alice Institute would be so quick to pull out a contract. I see an advanced technique designed to better break the ice than our first encounter. During our first encounter. I don't know about that. All right. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Sion. Welcome to the Wandering Sea, Chaldeans. Leonardo da Vinci, Moshkir Light, Solaria, and I did not see that animal mentioned in any of our data. I wonder if he is someone familiar. I can sense a modicum of intelligence from him. Like an AI just started learning. Oh, well, no problem. I already have a pretty good idea of who you guys are. I have not seen what has become of the outside world myself, but I do know what happened to Chaldea on the first day of 2020. You haven't seen the outside? Does that mean you have no immunity to the atmosphere? Oh no, I am completely healthy. You have to be in good shape to use memory partition at a halfway decent level after all. I just meant that I do not have a need to go outside. Sorry for the misunderstanding, Mosh. So, who's in charge right now? What information I have, it should be Da Vinci here. But given she has the whole kid thing going on, I assume that is no longer the case. I must have a gap in my information somewhere. Better get that sorted. Heh, I don't personally pick up on that. You look like a girl, and it would have seemed that you are, in fact, something of a girl. Indeed, the master/amateur's mage, demi-servant girl, and the capable title advisor are merely my subordinates. Who am I? Why, you surely need not ask. I am Chaldea's new director, the man who will one day resurrect the golden age of the prestigious music estate. Gordolf Music. I see you surprised that I'm still alive. I know that crest and that uniform. It would seem you are truly a mage of the Atlas Institute. That means it should have been absolutely trivial for you to predict the terrible tragedy that befell my Chaldea with your fancy parallel thought acceleration. I am keenly aware of how I feel for Koyanskaya's devious scheme. So inadvertently allow the cryptids to carry out their plan. No doubt I was the first one to be killed off of Alice's prognostications. The quickest way to ensure a plan's success is to take out your opponent's genius commander, after all. But, as you can see, I survived. For no matter how poor the conditions, how dire the weather, or how far behind I may be, I'll never retire before the race is over. Ah, you are Gordolf, right? I'm not surprised you're still alive given your specs. Huh? You're not? Your odds were not great. They were they're also not zero. I figured you would have made it out there as long as you had solid help and backup. No, it was a servant behind you that surprised me. Would you mind telling me your name? Ah, yes, I beg your pardon. I was preoccupied with keeping our new director safe, since I insisted on venturing out to see what this was going on, what was going for himself. I am Sherlock Holmes, a ruler. As you are the successor to the Great Atlas Institute, I trust that is all the instruction needed. Wait, you already know who I am? Even for a famed detective? It seems just a little suspicious that you already know that much about me. Elementary, my dear Miss Sion. Your middle name, Eltham, tells me what I need to know. From there, all I need to do is contrast your behavior with our current situation, and we answer all what presents itself. BS. You're just all that BS. You're just quoting from her file. Now, don't go giving the game away, Miss Solaria. You touched Trihermes? Ah, now I see. This must have been during the Sixth Singularity. Enter about the report to the Major Association. So you managed to touch Trihermes directly without losing your mind, huh? Really now. No wonder you're the pinnacle of intelligence among the servants. You and I are going to get along just fine. This looks like a server that just came out recently, JP. Come on, Sion. How much time are you going to waste talking? You want me to give this ship a tune-up, right? Hurry up and get the crew off it already. What? Do I have something on my face? You're kind of rude, aren't you? Hello, nice to meet you. Oh, that magic energy. Are you a servant? Does this mean the Wandering Sea is also capable of summoning servants? Yeah. I snuck a peek at the Chaldean system. Came with my own take on it, and somehow managed to summon a single servant. I needed someone who could watch my back and also make sure I would not break it. I mean, I could draw blueprints all day on my own, but what good is that if nobody actually builds any of it, right? I'm still amazed that you managed to summon a heroic spirit somewhere besides Chaldea. Hello there, servant. I'm from the Wandering Sea. My name is Mashkirlight. May I ask who you are? You don't have to tell me your true name. I'm no one. I don't have a name. If you have to call me something, just call me nameless. Now get everyone out of there. Now get out of there, Sion. I can't call everyone else with all these people. I can't call everyone else with all these people in the way. This is painful to look at. It's worse than wandering coral reefs. It's worse than watching coral reefs die. What happened to the ship? I can hear it crying in pain. I need to fix it now before I go insane. Whoops, looks like someone got up on the wrong side of the bed today. Captain? Oh well, guess I'm unable to blame you, since you are even shyer than me. Captain? That's some sort of joke? Are you mocking me? Well, what else can we call you? Would you prefer Prince? Fine. I guess Captain works since we have more guests now. At least it's better than Prince. It would seem to add something to that certain spirit origin. Am I correct, Miss Sion? Yeah, a phantom spirit. One cannot summon a decent heroic spirit without much shield. Do you understand? Since I was missing powerful holy relics like that, I had to make do with whatever I could scrounge together to make his spirit origin. But do not ask me as to reveal his true name. That's something a servant should choose to do. Once Captain trusts you guys, I'm certain his identity will become clear. Cool. Anyway, right now, it's just me and Captain here. I promise there's nobody else around, so feel free to bring the rest of the Shadowboarders crew along. I've prepared a room for the staff where they can relax and rest up. But I'm afraid I still have to ask all of you to join me a little longer. I can imagine how exhausted you must be and would love to sleep in a proper bed, but that must wait. This is just the entrance, see? Come on, I'll take you to the command room. Oh. Kind of reminds me of Chaldea. Whoa! Ooh. It's Chaldea's command room? Yeah, I see how you could make that mistake, Solaria. But a mistake it would be. Chaldea's command room was actually modeled after this place. This is the masterpiece I have been assembling day and night for the last 3 months, ever since I came to the Wandering Sea. I call it Spiritron Calculation Engine Trismegistus 2. A perfect reproduction of the Trismegistus 1 lent to Chaldea, and the new brains of your operation. You don't say. You said you'd be assembling it, so that must mean you brought the necessary materials along with you when you came here. Between the paper moon and all this groundwork you've been laying, you're obviously no ordinary mage. Sion Eltnam Sakaris. It looks to me like you know even more about Chaldea than we do. Yeah, a lot of what I know comes before Chaldea really got off the ground. As you know, the pseudo-servant calculation engine, Trine Hermes, is the heart of the Atlas Institute. My father, that had Atlas at the time, was supposed to create Trine Hermes' sister unit, Trismegistus, before its development was handed off to me. I propose using paper moon-based zero sales as a method for sending people into the past. Well, into singularities anyway. But Chaldea's first director, Marsbury, had a different idea for a more reliable method. His proposed a process called ray shifting that involved transmitting physical bodies as spiritrons. It was a more proactive approach, given that it was closer to the Atlas Institute's prognostication. Not exactly the most cautious proposal, but all told, but the fact that the mage like him was willing to reveal his most secret arts like that spoke volumes. I mean, if word had gotten out that Pure family, one of the 12 clock tower lords, would share technology with Atlas, it would have meant that one of the other lords leading ultimately to the end of the Pures. Director Marsbury understood the seriousness of his risks and chose to act anyway. So the Atlas Institute decided to accept Chaldea's request out of respect for the risks he took. Of course, none of the other lords ever did figure out what Marsbury was up to, so it ended up not really being a thing. Anyway, you all know what happened next. We provided Chaldea Trismegistus, the thing, which enabled Chaldea to complete Chaldeus. And the Chaldea Security Organization wanted to do what it was intended to do. I am certain you all know what Chaldea's actual exploits than I do. So we were just the ones who gave you the tools to get things rolling. Indeed, we do know about Chaldea's connection to the Atlas Institute. We do not, however, know about you. How did you survive the rest of the world? How did you survive the reset of the rest of the world? And why were you waiting for us here in the Wandering Sea? Took the words right out of my mouth. You have a thing for asking questions you already know the answer to, huh, Sherlock? Are you obliged to? Will you die otherwise? I suppose since you are being so meticulous and all, I can go ahead and tell you what you already know. Answer the first. I escaped the reset because I was in the Wandering Sea. The Wandering Sea is like its own little singularity. It is always drifting between the world's textures. That kept it safe, even while the world was being wiped clean. As to the second, I came to the Wandering Sea because I predicted the future. Because I predicted this future. Trihermes collects, organizes, and makes records of a ton of data about Earth, just like Chaldeus. It's like a huge sea of information, all there for the taking. For alchemists like us, it might as well be our own primordial soup. I was taking a little dip in that sea, without my father knowing, of course, when I ended up arriving at that prediction. In short, I was not sure how, but I knew the world was going to cease to exist in 2020. It was the biggest dilemma of my life, to say the least. I knew I had to do something, so I told my father about my prediction. But that theater reject excuse for great head of Atlas told me was, I see humanity ending every day. Don't waste my time with trivialities like this. Besides, you discovered this problem by my darling Sion. Don't you think you should be the one to solve it? And that was when it really hit me just how understaffed the Atlas Institute really was. Every person there had their hands full stopping some version of the end of the world they had seen. While I'm at it, I have a little bonus. And to the third, the moment I made my decision. I know, I will go to the Wandering Sea. So I took the parts I was using to make Trismegistus the thing, and used it to build a Hermes instead. Then knocked on the Wandering Sea's front door. By doing so, I secured a safe haven for both myself and future collaborators. 2 birds, 1 stone. I was certain that no matter how things unfolded, Chaldeus was going to get knocked out of commission. It would be too important for our unknown invader. There are pretty much 2 ways the world can end. Gradually and suddenly. Usually things will go gradually, progressing in stages until the lights go out, so to speak. There are leaders all around the world doing their best to identify these scenarios to keep them at bay. Meanwhile, sudden types are more like traffic accidents, where everything happens all at once. Nothing much one can do, no matter how smart. For that sort of thing, race shooting was all we had to fight back. And what is happening right now, with the world bleached with white thing, with the world bleached white thanks to the invaders from outer space, is no exception. Thus, anyone meticulous enough to put together a plan like this would never overlook Chaldea, seeing as you are the only ones capable of race shifting. I certainly would not. If I were to destroy Earth, Chaldea would be right at the top of my list. In fact, taking it out would be my opening move. Sorry, I should have kept that to myself. So, even though I had a base to fight back from, there still was not anything I could do on my own. I mean, I did not know who was attacking, or how they would do it. Certainly the only thing I could do was put my trust in you guys. If these invader things saw you as that big of a threat, it was sure you could prove there was a reason for that. I knew you would survive, and you would not give up, no matter how bad things got. So, knowing that you would fight back, my task got a little simpler. I'll make you a new base. I'll create a second Chaldea for you to keep ready and waiting. That was really the only answer I could come up with at the time. And now, even though you had no idea about any of this, you made it here. And that is all I have. Thanks for listening. So you really have been waiting for us? Aw, stop. You're going to make me blush. But thanks, Sion. This is probably where the last version of me would say you should have actually gotten in contact with us ahead of time. But, are you crazy? I'm far too shy for that. Besides, if you tell people their future, you end up changing that future and having to come up with a whole new plan from scratch. Exactly. It would have taken time to recalculate, and you almost certainly did not have any time to spare. So I decided this is the best course of action. Okay, that makes sense. But that still doesn't explain some things. Like, Why are there no other mages from the Wandering Sea here? They avoided the big reset just like you did, right? So why is just you and Captain now? Oh, they did not think this blank Earth thing was their problem, just as my father did not. No, if anything, they were even worse. They also did not care if post-AD humanity lived or died. Right when this whole bleaching thing started and the cryptors were giving their victory speech, they said, "You're the ones who should do something about this cataclysm. We no longer care what happens to human civilization. We do understand the attackers' ideals, but regardless, we do not share them." Then they just up and left. Oh, but before they did, they also said, "You may invite the mages of Chaldea here if you wish. Feel free to use the Wandering Sea, but only in specified areas. But take care not to enter our workshop. We can't promise you will survive the experience." Anyway, this place used to be the Wandering Sea's entrance, so it connects to a workshop devoted to bringing back several different ages of gods. Not that it does that much now, though, since it has that giant stone gate blocking it. I see, so the Wandering Sea's most prominent figures still no value post-AD humanity. No matter, the Wandering Sea's magecraft is magecraft from the Age of Gods. There's no telling how powerful it is. We must find some way to open that stone gate and get them to help us, Mr. Gordolf? Just don't be ridiculous, Holmes. You shouldn't even be looking at that gate, let alone touching it. Oh, God. It's as if that academy principal is waiting for you to just open behind this gate. How could this be happening? That single gate feels as though it could shatter several lords at once. I don't know if he's on about, but he's clearly more terrified than I've ever seen him. So maybe best if we just leave the gate alone. The last thing we need right now is making more enemies. The first order of business is to get the shadow border repaired. As long as we have a working ship, we can leave the Wandering Sea behind whenever we want. I appreciate the offer, Sion, but I'll handle the border's repairs myself. We don't want to impose on... Hey, Da Vinci! I'm sorry, I tried to hide in the border like you told me to, but they still managed to find me. So much for our last bit of insurance. How did you screw up this time, Meunier? How could they have found that room when I'm the only one who knew about it, who knew it existed? Well, a bunch of them got on the board and they were really cute, so before I knew it, I was going over to say hello. Wait, no, it's not like that. See, I couldn't have been finding the... See, I couldn't have been filling the border and messing things up, so I decided to give him a piece of my mind. Aha. Sorry, you'll have to forgive Captain. Fixing up ships is his kind of his thing. Anyway, why not hold off on those repairs until later, Da Vinci? I think I know who that captain is. Knowledge ring any bells? After all, there is something else we need to do. What, like a welcome party? Oh, we will certainly be doing that. I have tons of questions for you, and tons more I want to tell you. But if we were going to throw a welcome party, there's something else that comes first. That's right. What you need is a new base and new rooms. So that's what we're going to make right now. Your new Chaldea base. Okay, well that's going to be it for this video. It's already been, oh my god, almost 45 minutes. So yeah, that's going to be it. Join me for the next one, Lostbelt intro number 3. Love Jed saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.